Welcome my jiu-jitsu fanatics, and today we have a role where I'm actually featured in the video, and I do want to apologize in advance for the shoddy camera work. I had to have some unpaid intern do this recording for me. Today I am rolling with Ciera, a white belt that's been training with us for about a year. She's on top at this moment, and I'm using her leg to push her around while I look for an underhook and I take her back. Number one advice when somebody has your back and you're a white belt, don't reach back for the head. If they want, they can wrestle you into oblivion. I'm a nice guy and I don't do that to her. Instead, I just spread her guard like the wage gap, so when she rolls to her back, she doesn't have any attacks against me. Now, the key component to being a good black belt is to let white belts work when they roll with you. So you're going to be seeing that I pass her guard, however, I always leave ample space so they can shrimp out. From here, I have my hand looking over to attack her neck for a guillotine, and she's actually smart enough to fight my hands, which I see many people just let me kind of grab their neck. You should always look to fight the hands, which she does here, and she's attempting to push my knee out. However, I step over, and then I give her some space so she can work. Now, a key detail you're going to see here when engaging in wrestling. If you can get a deep waist on your opponent, as you can see my arm is quite far on Ciera's back, you should maintain this control. She looks for my head, which is a very white beltish technique. However, I have a nice grip around her back, and then I can grip her around her stomach and start to lift her. I lift her nicely the first time, but she doesn't go down, so I lift her a little harshly the second time and pull at the last second so she doesn't get slammed. For being a white belt, Ciera has the right idea where as soon as you're taken down to get your knee in and try and use the lapel to create a guard. She does this to create some distance and then she works up. However, I get another deep waist on her and hit a quick knee pick so I can keep her on her back. When looking for a takedown, pay attention to my head positioning for this knee pick. I keep it in tight but not too far extended where I'm going to get choked. Once I get Ciera down, I abuse this deep waist to work around her. Since she didn't have a whizzer on me, I can freely go behind her and start to work in the side control on the opposite side. Again, I give her some space so she can start to shrimp so she can work as well, and then I go for a double leg control where I'm keeping my head far on the opposite side, and then I work into side control. We can see here that Ciera's grips of choice are going to be double lapels. This is good for keeping your opponent in tight, but don't burn your hands out when you're trying just to pull them in the whole time. I want to see some action, so I just roll straight to my back to see what she can do on top. She gladly takes this, and I start to get my legs in so I can work towards an X-guard situation. And the key part is that I get her leg all the way up by my head so I can clearly extend her. Once Ciera is extended, one of the easiest sweeps you can do is just to pull on the knee so you can get them off their base and towards their butt. Make sure to monitor the legs so you don't get stuck in a triangle, which is what you see me doing here, until I work up and shrug the leg by, and we re-engage in a little bit of a stand-up situation. Now, coming from a wrestling background, I'm really not a fan at all of the stand-up situation when we wear gis on. It's too much of stalling and whatnot, so I kind of let Ciera decide where she wants to go from here, and I don't give her too much opposition. She's again using the lapels and just hanging on to me, so I decide to sit down until I work my way back up once I can start attacking her leg so I can get her off balance. It's always good every once in a while to remind the white belts that you're the black belt and they can't do anything to you. I pulled her ankle out like it was nothing, so she clearly has the same wrestling defense that her brother does at the gym, who's also a black belt. From this top position, I just slowly work around looking to see what she does. She tries to push me so she can get a knee in to start shrimping, which is the correct technique. I also give her a lot of space so she can do it easily, and she works to stand up again. I don't think the stand up is the best move for her because I keep attacking her legs, whether it's an ankle pick, knee pick, or a deep waist, but she's still committed to the move. Now, once she's working her way up, I make sure to always monitor her head and I start to put in the guillotine grip. With her other arm, I'm keeping it extended so she can't hand fight me until I compress into her and finish the choke. I just finished the guillotine on Ciera, which is the best submission in my opinion, but for my question of the day, I want to hear from everyone, what is your favorite submission and why? If you also say that the guillotine is your favorite submission, you're either A, trying to really suck up to me, or B, you should already be a black belt. We engage standing again, and I look to sit to see how she will react. She does not engage with me, so I know that the next time I sit, I'm going to have to make it a little bit more forceful. I put my foot on her hip and then attack her foot, but she disengages. I find this next part really funny. I'm clearly looking out the window at something, and then this is where she decides to strike and hits me with a nice trip. My gi is also falling off, so everything's falling apart for me. However, I do remember I can wrestle and she can't, so I just grab her leg and start to run around her. Now, I can't let a white belt feel like they got anything good on me, so I make sure to avoid eye contact by putting my head to the side so she can't see me, and I don't look at the camera either, even though you all know what I'm feeling right now. It also wouldn't be a gi roll if there wasn't a massive wardrobe misfunction, so I use this to my advantage and I grab my belt and attempt to put it on her neck. She whips it off of me, but this gave me the timing I needed to pull my pants back up. What a massively smart 200 IQ move. If you've been looking at a new mount transition to your game, make sure to take your belt off and put it around their neck so when they're flustered you can easily take the mount position. From here, you'll feel like Albert Einstein and you can look right in the camera so everybody knows what's up. We can also see from Ciera's face that she's clearly flustered and she doesn't know how to react, so this is going to really advance your game and you might even be able to get a black belt a lot sooner than you think. She decides to go for a quick slap on the face, but I'm not letting her and decide instead to look for a triangle. Now we are short on time at this moment and I'm only going to submit her once, so I just put her in the triangle and apply a little pressure so I can remind her I'm the boss, but I do let up at the end so she doesn't have to tap, and then the bell goes off. What a great roll from Ciera. I'm sure she really enjoyed going out with a master like me.